everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of That Was A Hoot, a Rocko Modern Life recap mini-series.
It is a mouthful.
It's a long title, but it's okay.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Everybody knows what they're getting into as soon as we start, though, which is, I mean, especially since it's on a feed that says IFNZ Podcast. It's good to establish what's up.
Proudly presents.
What's up?
I think we're about to get into issue 3.
We are getting
segment 1
more comics. Yes. The titles are weird for this, especially this issue.
Yeah. Eat this. It's good for you.
The credits are John
I've
Louis.
also decided I'm going to let you read the credits yourself from now on because last episode I butchered a few.
Yeah.
So I'm done.
Perfect. All right. Credits are John Louis, is now his nickname for Lewandowski. Darren Auk, Gary Fields, Dave Sharp, Bob Sharon, Mike Lackey, and Tom DeFalco in all of their respective spots. No new players in the game this week.
No funny, odd, quirky names.
No, just Louis.
Just Louis.
Which, I mean, with a name like Lewandowski, you're definitely, Louis is a good kind of nickname for that.
So we've got Rocko and Heifer starting off this episode eating breakfast at an unnamed restaurant. They are evidently lovesick.
This is weird because, like, they, with no, like,
this is
no
like the
backstory.
First, the first time that we've ever.
They're moping all of a sudden.
Yeah, they've never really moped or longed for anybody because, like, what Rocco's had what Melba, isn't her name?
Yeah,
and that was about the extent of it. But that was that in season 1.
Yeah.
So I mean that was like just the one episode arc and stuff, but we never really see him be like lovesick or anything like that.
They're not really gaga over girls.
No.
Or
it's
boys
mostly
or
just
anything.
like a
buddies.
Bro time.
Yeah, it's bro time. You're right.
Cupid is looking to shoot them with his arrow.
He's flying around. That a pig Cupid, I guess.
You've noted here that you've seen some signs in the store.
Oh yes, I always love these signs. We have Hardening for the Arteries Eatery, which maybe is the name of this place.
I hope so. That's like the what's the one place that's in Arizona? The Heart Attack Grill.
Oh yeah,
where they have everybody dresses up as a doctors or
and
nurses and stuff, and they have like all the names of the burgers are like you get that many patties, like it's the double bypass, triple bypass, quadruple bypass burger.
Yeah,
and if you weigh over 300 pounds, I believe you eat for free.
Oh yeah, it's a weird like. I'm not sure if I like that headspace.
It's an actual like doctor that owns that place too, which is real weird.
It's kind of and it's mocking that whole like industry, right? Like that's it's meant to be a joke.
Said, he was like, I was a doctor in practice for 16 years. I remember watching because this was on Food Paradise.
Yeah,
one of the many food shows that I frequent. And he says he was a doctor for like 16 years or something like that, and cooking was always a passion of his. Anyways, opened up this restaurant. And it was like a nationwide phenomenon after like 6 months of just being open based on just, everybody's like, they've got like deep fried lard, they're not lard, but butter sticks and shit, like stuff like that, you would just be like, this is fucking gross. And why would a doctor ever go completely against code?
Right. I mean, but look at how many overweight doctors there are.
Yeah, true.
So, there's another sign that says, if it's fat free, it's free. Indicating that they don't really do that kind of thing. They have 102 varieties of syrup. They have the bucket o' butter, and don't forget the gravy.
Do you think that that's a more varieties than IHOP has?
Oh, absolutely. Well, they got 4.
I think they've got more than 4 that are.
They put 4 on the table.
4 on the table. They have more than that, but I don't think it's like any. I think it's not
12.
even double digits. Maybe.
Oh,
I want to say it's like maybe 9. 8 or 9. Yeah,
they're right on the cusp.
Right on the cusp. They're thinking about making a 10th, but they were just like, I don't know if we want to commit to that.
Yeah, because then they could like advertise now serving 10 different types of syrup.
It would be a big deal too. We would talk about it on the other show if
absolutely.
They did that.
Rocco's yearning for Melba toast, which I'm assuming is Melba from season 1.
Well, I mean, Melba toast is also it's a type of food.
And it's Australian, right? Melba toast?
It's like a hard
or is Melbourne
bread, like crusted bread.
I gotcha. Am I getting Melbourne, Australia mixed up with Melba toast?
I think that it is maybe its namesake comes from Australia.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like maybe its origin was from there. They were just like, it's Melba toast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It could be. But yeah, I mean, Melba, we didn't ever know, like maybe Melba toast is Melba's full name.
Maybe Melba toast.
Yeah, it's Melba's full name.
Like Rocko Rama.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot.
It's new information. Every episode it happens.
It's new to
just
me.
new every time. Heifer's yearning for female cow named Rosie,
Ooh.
who I guess we've never really met, but we meet in line at the grocery store. Appears to be a perfect match for Heifer.
She eats all the same foods. She looks like, I think she's also like obnoxious and just she's into Heifer like
the lady version of Heifer, basically.
Right. Heifer says he has to go meet Rosie and asks Rocko if they're going to split the bill. And by split, I mean, I think he's assuming 50-50.
Yeah.
And Rocko got tea and toast, which he didn't even finish all of his toast because Heifer took the last bite of it. At least Heifer is offering to pay some of it. This is a step up from like leaving Rocko with like, I don't have any money.
I guess, but it still just always throws into question the age old dilemma in my mind is, does Heifer have money or not? Because there are so many episodes that contradict that, and you're left believing from the episode, from the season, even earlier issues of this comic, we've been like, oh, he's dirt poor. You know, I mean, he obviously has some money, but does he have? Is he like wealthy?
Yes.
We just don't know it. You know, like he's just like the ultimate penny pincher.
He's a secret millionaire.
Yeah. After Rocko is watching a videotape of Melba's commercials as a hand and foot model, VCR chews up Rocko and spits him out with the tape afterwards.
We don't have VCRs anymore. I mean, I have one.
Yeah, no, we don't.
This is an outdated reference that some people may not understand.
So video cassette recorder, for those not in the know, was the way that we watched video, VHS back in the day. So whenever we would get movies, we would buy them in these little boxes. It almost looked like a big tape. So tape cassettes.
Meanwhile,
let's keep going.
I love it. Meanwhile, Heifer meets up with Rosie, and it looks like he's eating like a whole basket of apples. There's like a street merchant who's selling apples, and Heifer, while he's waiting, is just like chewed up 2 bushels of apples.
How much is a bushel?
It's a bushel and a peck.
And a hug around the neck. How much is a bushel?
I don't know. A basket?
I know, but I meant like a basket full of apples. Would that be like 20?
I think it's a weight.
It's a weight?
I think it's a weight, not
a bushel's a weight.
Yeah.
Like a pound. How many pounds? 3.2 pounds.
2.54 centimeters is 1 inch.
Good to know.
No, I have no idea. I'm sure there is an actual a matchup to it, but but he eats all those apples while he's waiting on Rosie, and I guess gets sick from it because that's a lot of apples.
It is.
Throws up the apples.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Not
if you eat
2
a bushel or more, you will throw up.
He throws up into the bushel baskets of apples, and then makes a sign that says applesauce for sale instead of apples for sale, which is
fucking gross.
Very gross. That is nasty.
Heifer mentions that he's starving to Rosie after basically being bulimic 2 seconds earlier.
Right?
She takes him to the Health Mart and to Cafe Local, where she feeds him healthy food, and he gets converted, which I don't think is really too far off. I mean, Heifer puts a lot of bad shit in his body.
Right.
100% of that. But the pasture puppies we've kind of determined might just be like, like cows chew on cud, it's grass, stuff like that.
It's got to be deep fried though. I think it's
deep fried
grass
in a box.
It's like kale chips.
Yeah, but kale chips aren't deep fried, are they?
They're fried.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know. Maybe they're lightly fried, but it's in like something good for you. There's good calories out there.
Heifer goes to Rocko and is now a refined gentleman. And all it took was 1 trip to Cafe Local.
This reminded me of there's an episode where there's the Mickey Mouse shorts that are on YouTube. I've talked about before. They're almost like they took Mickey Mouse and those quintessential characters.
Oh, this is like the Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, they're almost like that. But there's an episode where Minnie is fed up with how Mickey is acting as like just kind of slavish.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so she pays to get him like refined as a refined gentleman. And whenever he becomes a refined gentleman, he becomes too refined.
Oh.
And it's
She's
really
not digging it.
No, not at all.
Yeah, he's now like wearing nice clothes and everything, and even turning down sausage and eggs.
Yeah. Pork byproducts.
He's not into it anymore.
He's not.
He's over it.
Rocko says that he has feelings for Melba Toast, the next door neighbor and famous hand model.
So I'm thinking next door neighbor. It still has to be the same Melba.
Yeah.
Maybe
so we do know that. Is her last name?
Maybe
is
she's
Toast then?
She's.
That would make the most sense, honestly.
I think she's ditched her boyfriend and she's now a famous model.
Her boyfriend was a jerk.
He was
Remember?
a jerk, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was like he drives in Iraq, that guy from that song.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
He's a teenage dirtbag.
Yeah.
No.
Rocko's the teenage dirtbag. But we find out that she also is.
But her boyfriend's a dick.
Yeah. Like Heifer, like he has feelings for her, like Heifer has for Rosie. Heifer brings Spunky a healthy treat, and Spunky dislikes, and Spunky dislikes, and Heifer says that he's going to go meet Rosie at an art exhibit
because he's refined.
Yes, because he's refined now.
The next morning, Rocko's alarm goes off, and he has this plan essentially to like meet up with Melba. Like he's like, we're gonna accidentally run into each other, so he's gonna get all cleaned up and wear his nice his Rocko patterned suit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you call that besides Rocko pattern because everybody knows what that is.
Yeah,
that's
but it's a suit version.
Yes, yeah, and realizes that she's getting into a limo because she's a model, and so he chases after it, but he doesn't make it.
And then Heifer and Rosie invite Rocko over for dinner, and he accepts being, kind of downtrodden and sad about that whole thing that's going on. At dinner, he draws the line at Heifer asking him if he wants to go to the opera. He storms out.
Opera's where Rocko
It's too refined for him. Does not want to go there.
At Rocko's house, he's looking for food, and he orders pizza because pizza always picks him up, and I agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make me feel good like 3 hours later, I'm like, man, I really shouldn't have ate all that pizza. But in the moment, pizza is like that go-to.
What is it? Is that your ultimate like feel-good food? Oh my God, that's your question. I didn't even see that.
That's okay. We're on the same page. Go-to. I would say pizza is my pick-me-up. Is like I need something quick. I need something I don't want to cook. It's my like I'm feeling bummed. It's a rainy day. Like pizza's like the way to solve all the world's problems.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's kind of a toss-up for me. I am on Team Pizza as well, but
Pizza Hut specifically.
I love Pizza Hut, dude. But I'm also in that boat with good Chinese food as well. I really love a good Chinese food, especially if I'm like feeling bummed or low or anything like that too. I don't know what it is about Chinese food that always makes me feel good. It might just be because of like, obviously it's good food, but also in the back of my mind too, it's like I associate Chinese food with like good food and good times and memories, especially like that was like up until several years back. That was our Christmas. We would always go Christmas night, have our Christmas Eve at, the family restaurant and everything. And then we would have our Christmas night there at like at a Chinese place in Carbondale. Yeah. And it was just kind of always a thing. And part of me might associate it with that. It's just like good times,
I can see that. What's your take on, no. Your weekend, you got a different work schedule than I do. So like your Sunday is Wednesday?
What?
Is your Sunday Wednesday? Like
my Sunday is Friday.
Your Sunday is Friday? Yeah. So like you're off on Thursday and Friday?
No, I work Thursday, Friday. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and if I don't get mandated Wednesday, I work Wednesday.
So Tuesday is kind of like your Sunday?
Yeah, or Wednesday.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Chinese food on your Sunday?
Like on one of those days?
Yeah. Does it make it extra better? Like that day before you go back to work?
I would say like Wednesdays or Thursdays, that first day, after that first day of work, maybe like it wasn't a great day or something. That would probably be my go-to.
That's your go-to day.
I don't usually have it on Mondays. Tuesdays, for some reason, I don't know if it's just because it's integrated in my mind. It's almost
pizza day.
It's more of like a Taco Tuesday.
Oh, Taco Tuesday.
I'll make tacos homemade at the house for us, or maybe we just get a quick Don Tequilas, not a sponsor, and then and then that would be that.
Gotcha.
Pizza day might be my Saturday. Maybe it's a pizza Saturday, first day of the weekend. I don't want to make anything. I just finished working 12 hours. Right. Just give me pizza.
Absolutely. Because like Sundays for me are like my day that I love to get Chinese food. If I have to pick a
I can see that.
day, I don't know why.
There's a good logic behind it.
Yeah.
I don't always growing up though, for some reason, and this has always been integrated in my mind. Thursday has always been my favorite day of the week. I don't know why.
Because like Friday's next.
I don't know. Maybe that was it. Part of the way through like school, like whenever I was a kid in grade school and stuff too, I would just always be extra peppy and happy on Thursday. Like that would just be like, this is my day. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm like you're over the hump and you're during your Thursday and you're just like, it's all downhill from here.
Hump day was always my favorite day, and it turns out that I get paid on Wednesdays now. So like it's
an even better day.
Even better day. Let's finish up the rest of this.
Heifer barges into the to tell Rocko off, but he smells the pizza, and Rocko offers him some. Heifer's stomach yells for him to take the pizza via X-ray cam.
That's right. Who knew that was a thing? And
there's only one stomach though, too, in the shot.
That's true. Good point.
Which we know that he has had multiple stomachs. Cows have 4 stomachs. I've looked that up since our previous endeavor of wondering what happened when he sold his stomach in season 1.
Yes, to the
Scottish whatever show.
Hot air balloons. What are they called?
They play bagpipes.
Bagpipes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has a name for Scottish Bagpipe something club or whatever. I think he has the card.
Yes.
So he has 4 stomachs. He has 3 more to spare as of right now.
Yes. If we're keeping
so
count.
we saw X-ray cam of 1 stomach.
That's
there
right.
are 2 that got ignored. I'd like to point that out.
And so Rocko and Heifer eat pizza on the couch. The end.
Yeah.
That's how they make up. Heifer is immediately converted by pizza, which pizza has all the power in the world. That makes sense.
That is that's it. So we go to issue 3, part 2. Hey kids, let's play Pass the Puffy.
Which they knew what they were doing there.
They knew what they were doing.
It was obviously a marijuana joke.
So Heifer is on his 786th pasture puff. We see his body, and there is a nickel, toothbrush, and a green slime ball from Rocco's fridge from the War Bonds era.
Yes.
It somehow is now inside his body. I wanted to see that backstory. That should have been mentioned in the comic at least.
Right.
That seems like comic territory. You know, like how did this get in his body?
Yes, there's an origin to that.
A bone. For some reason, that might be from Peaches. Whenever he was choking on the chicken bone, maybe a piece of it's in there.
That's right.
A pencil and an intestinal maze with worms in it.
Which comes to what this actually is. It's a 2-page spread.
Yeah,
that is an activity page.
Yeah, literally just a maze activity.
There's not really a second
on the back
story.
Of like a fucking cereal box.
Yeah, or your menu at Fazoli's when you were a kid.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a maze book. Darren Auk is the concept and pencils for this, and Matt Malley is the inks and letters. And I don't believe Matt Malley has been on the credits yet.
I don't know. I like how you said Matt Malley first, though.
Matt Malley.
Issue 4, segment 1, remote controlled.
Yes. This is by John Louis Lindowski is the writer. Darren Auk pencils. Matt Malley. Or Malley. Is inks.
That's your Wisconsin coming in. Matt Malley.
Dave Sharp and letters. Bob Sharon as colors. Matt Lackey, editor. And Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief.
So proper.
I know they're real titles. I don't love, from what I've seen so far here on out,
it stays similar.
No much fun.
They're not fun anymore.
They're not fun. Something happened.
Maybe they had maybe it was like a test thing, like the first, like the first 2 issues of the comic or something like that. First 2 or 3 issues of the comic were like, we'll throw this to the company to see if they like it, and then just do this for funsies. They liked it, left it in as is, and they were like, you get a 7 issue arc, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, Marvel put the kibosh. They're like, no more funny names though.
Yeah,
they're like, you could do this, but this is.
We aren't going to have you change it now, but just please, for the remaining issues that we haven't screened, please just leave it normal. Rocko and Heifer are shopping in what appears to be a store called Shop Wrong, getting a remote control. Maybe it's called Stegs.
It's unclear of what the store name is called. I don't know if it's Shop Wrong, if it's Stegs. Shop Wrong would be a funny, because isn't it Shoprite?
Shoprite is the name of
so
the name.
That makes sense that they would go that route, but I'm not sure.
Where did you get Stegs?
Stegs was also a sign.
Is it on there?
Yeah, there's another sign. I just
maybe they're just selling. Maybe that's another place.
Stegs is like stag.
It's like a stag buying.
Yeah. Heifer cannot believe that Rocko has to buy another remote control. And Rocko suggests maybe he should buy them by the dozen. What's he doing with them?
I don't know, but how much would that cost, do you think? I bought a well, I guess I'm just going to answer my own question. I bought a universal remote this last week.
$12?
It was $10.
Okay.
At
$120.
Walmart. I don't know how much it would be at ShopRite or Wrong.
Or Steaks.
Or Sticks, one of the two. But yeah, it was like $10 for this universal remote. I needed it for Betty's TV because somehow, again, during the move, we've misplaced this remote control for a whole television. Maybe that's what happened.
That's true.
Maybe he's just, I don't know.
I think Spunky's eating them.
You think Spunky's eating them?
It sounds like something Spunky would do.
It sounds like if we get another x-ray cam, that would end up in another stomach.
Yes.
That we haven't visited yet.
I'd say maybe, you probably could get a discount with a 12-pack, $100.
Yeah. $20 off?
Yeah.
That's good. What's that percentage?
It's 15. I don't know.
Cool. There's a shoplifter in one of the panels. It's a slug.
And we've seen slugs as is that what the carnies were?
Yes.
Okay. So they're shady people. Slugs
it's kind of scuzzy.
People. They're sluggy.
Just in general. Scuzzy. Sluggy. Sluggish.
Yes.
It almost seems like, though, I mean, at the same time, if they would have made it the weasel also,
yeah, it would have worked.
I would have, because you think like he's weaseling them out of something also in that sense. I think that would have worked, but that's what they went with.
Right.
Heifer decides to microwave his TV dinner at the store and puts the remote control in there as well. This kills the microwave, though Heifer eats the food still anyways. I would assume that has to be
he's hungry.
All kinds of toxic.
It's all the waves.
Even though it's not in his food, the fumes from melted remote control probably have gotten in there somehow.
Right. He notices that the remote was in there in the busted microwave and tries it on the donkey salesman. What is this note that I made?
I don't know.
Moving on.
Oh, it mutes the donkey salesman. He uses it on a person.
The salesman's a donkey.
Okay, so after he's used it in the microwave, it has now given the remote control, melted remote control, supernatural powers.
Radioactive power.
Yes, it is turned into the remote control from the hit Adam Sandler movie Click.
Yes, right. I'm glad that you could tell what my notes meant.
I'm right there. I'm getting there.
And yeah, you're right. It does exactly that. He pauses. He mutes the salesman just like the Click remote does. This is where the Click idea came from.
They say they see a guy running into the lady hippo. Then who says her famous catchphrase? How dare you? I like it that way. See, you think that's how she says it during like sex? She's just like, "How dare you?"
It's a little more subtle. It's a little soft.
They're in the checkout lane, which is very long.
So long.
And a turtle is holding up the line. Go figure. Rocko uses the super fast forward on the line, and it checks out super quick.
It works.
Yeah.
They stop by the Grease Pit. Which is a restaurant, and fast forward the slow cook that's making their food, and they get it much faster. And Rocko slows down Heifer while he eats because he's like, "Heifer, slow down! You're always eating all the fast.
You're eating all the fast."
But yeah, so he's doing a lot of just like playing with time, a lot of slowing down, fast forwarding.
How do you feel about like time stuff?
If I could turn back time. And if I could find a way, I think that it's dangerous. Obviously, like if you mess with that, you're going to mess with a timeline. You're going to end up with a multiverse. There's a lot of things that could go bad.
Movies about that these days.
But let's just say that it's linear, and you can just slow it down. If you're the one in control,
the year
of it,
was 1985. Marty McFly.
Are you like? I would really focus on very selfish things. Like I would slow down. Like time for me to get things done and would give myself more time to do things.
Watch your kids grow up.
Right. Little Sally and little James. But I mean, you could save the world. You could do a lot of like good things with it too.
But why would you?
But I don't know. That's where the rules get rough. Like if I slow it down so that I have more time to like play music, who am I really affecting? But if I slow it down in order to save,
if you slowed down time so that you could play more music, would that mean that your music was being played slowly as well?
It'd be like a Radiohead
sludge metal. Dun, dun, dun. So at
Call
home,
me Tom York.
At home, they see Mr. Bighead being chased by bees. So they rewind time so that way they can watch it again and save the mailman from Earl, the trash dog, by pausing Earl.
So now they can control specific things.
Mhm.
They can like just point it at Earl, and they're like, "Let's see that again."
Which do you think that they did that for Mr. Bighead because
It's mean to them?
I'm going to say, like, do you think it because they just think the act of that is funny, like you watch like a fail video on YouTube or some shit? Or do you think it's because they don't like him at all because he doesn't like them and picks on them sometimes or says mean things? Do you think they don't like him, like, actively?
I think that
they always seem like very friendly toward him, even though he's an asshole.
That's true. And the comic kind of brings out a different side of these characters. And I think it's just the writing, too. It's like these guys, you know,
There's a bit more like assholishness that comes out.
Lewandowski writes them in a way that is definitely they're a little bit more mean. Than they are in the show.
Especially Rocko, we've seen him in earlier issues like losing his temper on Heifer or just on different things, whereas in the show he never really does that, but just a couple of times.
Let's see. Next, we get Spunky. He's getting ready to go into the go to the bathroom on Mr. Bighead's lawn, but we know that that's always been a problem. And Rocco's able to rewind Spunky back into their yard to, I guess, just poop in Rocco's yard.
I don't like the idea of that, especially if the act already happened. To be thinking like
put it back in.
The shit goes back up into his asshole. You're just like, and then you have to go back over there and be like, oh, you know what I mean?
I thought
the act of that falling back out and then just, back up into his butthole is just weird to me.
Yeah, I definitely didn't go there, but I like the visual now that you've painted the picture.
You are welcome. Then Heifer gets the idea that they could go to the racetrack, see the winner, rewind time, and then bet on that winner. Straight up just stealing that from Back to the Future Part 2.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. They get the almanac from the year 2000, go back to Griff or Biff, rather, gets the almanac as an older version.
Oh, yeah.
Steals the DeLorean while they're doing other shit, goes back in time to 1955 to get his younger self the almanac, and then that way he can win money, and then he gets that's where we get the alternate timeline version of 1985 that they go back to.
Yeah. Okay. And they fight over the remote. The horses trample over the remote. And so no more remote.
Horses win. They always do. The sulk back to the car where Heifer says that he's so depressed that he could eat 30 bags of Pastor Puffies instead of the usual 31.
He's drawing a line there.
Mm-hmm. And then we're at the end of that issue.
Yeah. And you already asked the magic question.
Yeah, I'm not reading ahead on these.
It's
I
awesome.
promise.
I mean,
it just naturally is coming out.
What would you do with your magic remote?
Oh man, could you imagine? Just like coming indefinitely.
You just
like,
rewind it.
Like a good one.
Yeah, that's you.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what I would do. Probably not a whole lot. I would give it to somebody that could do better things with it than me.
Like, you seem like you got good ideas.
I'd be like, I know I could probably save the world, but I can't save the world. So I'm going to give this to you to do that because I don't think I could do this.
Some people have better angles. They get a better idea on how
because
to do
they're chiseled, like Jason Momoa style. Like he has better angles than me.
No, not like that.
Yeah.
But sure.
Issue 4, segment 2. We have a full segment 2 this time.
Yeah.
Beaten by a club.
We have a new writer in Joey Cavallari. That's where we go. There we go. Cavallari.
He sounds like he belongs in Audioslave.
Could be. Maybe. Darren, I don't know what that means.
It just sounds like the name of a guy that would be in that band.
Max Cavalera is Soulfly.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of, and that's where I associated it with for some reason.
Darren Auk is our penciler. Matt Malley is inks. Dave Sharp and letters. Bob Sharon colors. Mike Lackey in editor, and Tom DeFalco, our editor in chief.
I like the idea of being in colors.
Yeah.
I'm Bob Sharon, and I'm in colors.
Yeah, there's some pretty good colors out there. This guy, I mean, Bob Sharon doesn't do a horrible job, but like he's kind of he's got something to go off of already.
He knows how to color those blues.
He's got to kind of keep it pretty standard to the TV show and that. But
True.
Like I was looking at some guy's art the other night and I was like, oh my gosh, like the art was good, but the color choices were like what really made that dude's art. And he's got a new comic that's coming out in a couple of months.
Artwork that I had seen like a year or two ago on it might have just been popped up on Reddit, but through like DeviantArt that somebody had done
Yeah.
of realistic versions of all of the characters from Rocko's Modern Life, but if they're hyper realistic versions of the animals. So it's a wallaby wearing Rocko's shirt basically, but it looks like a wallaby. Like an actual like steer, two toads, with like one of them has like the big ploofy orange hair, but it's just like super hyper realistic versions.
Yeah.
I don't know how to find that, but I wanted to find it so I could show it to you after I thought about that. It's really cool. So let's start off this issue. Rocko and Heifer in line for Club Seals, where the Lollapaloozers are playing tonight. I see what they did there in both instances. One is not as cool.
Club Seals isn't a nice name. Lollapaloozers is funny though. Heifer is eating lava puffs, which are, I guess, the spicy version of Pastor Puffies.
Yeah, flaming hot Pastor Puffs.
Flaming hot Pastor Puffies. Crumbs are falling on Rocco's head, and birds are surrounding Heifer. There's just to
eat them.
It's just,
that's like the worst version of Pastor Puffies for birds to eat. Could you imagine the shit that comes out of that?
Yeah, it's not good.
Rocco's told he is painfully uncool and can't get into the club because of that. But the birds cover Rocko and Hef to eat the lava puff crumbs, and the door person thinks that they look cool. Then
they're so stylish,
so they can go in because of the bird clothes.
The security asks for ID. Rocko lists everything he has, including a green card, which is interesting that he's a green card holder, and so he is not visiting necessarily, but he is not a full-on U.S. citizen at this point. But he did have a driver's license.
Yeah.
Which, can you have a driver's license?
You can have a driver's license.
That was a dumb question. I realized that. He also is a Spider-Man fan club card, once again crossing over the Marvel universe.
Yes.
He gets branded OK to go in instead of a traditional stamp. They do branding there at the Club Seals.
Not the first time that we've seen branding in our Rocko series.
That's right.
Rocko gets in a pit, getting thrown onto stage, and then gets chased off the stage by security, who now has a No Rocko tattoo on his arm.
That security is watching out for him.
Security then throws him back into the crowd.
Rocko stumbles around after being thrown back into the crowd, getting up, and everyone follows Rocko into his new dance craze, which is just I'm stumbling a little bit because I just got messed up pretty hardcore from getting thrown off the stage.
Which basically then eventually just sounds like it turns into more of like just a moshing type of thing.
Right.
Just kind of leaning and hitting each other. Rocko makes it to the merch booth. She the merch guy?
I think she is a typo on my part.
She is so the merch guy is giving away cups of his sweat. The artist's sweat or his sweat?
He's sweating hardcore, and he's wringing out his shirt. And
so he's selling an already worn shirt for $40. Though on the wall it says it is for $30.
Markup.
Yeah, and then
you get the sweat.
Rocko gets and that's a very that's like an OnlyFans thing to do. Like whenever chicks sell like used panties, and they're just like, these used panties are like $20, but if I wear them and they've been worn, on my person and have the cooch sweat all up in them for like 2 days, they're now $30.
Yeah.
Rocko gets one of the shirts, which of course is too big for him, but evidently all you have to do is pour a cup of cold water and it shrinks to teeny tiny.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why that's not.
I mean,
really...
when you wash something on cold, it shrinks.
Does it?
Yeah.
I thought it was warm and then hot.
I think you're right. Never mind.
I'm pretty sure you keep it cold and then you dry it. It stays the same size.
But when you pour water on your dinky, it shrinkies.
It does, but that is flesh.
It's the same as a shirt, right? Rocko complains that everything there is too cheap, too loud, or too expensive. But the cheap and loud seems a little contradictory, but whatever. He has never been to a concert before, I'm guessing, because he seems really taken off guard by the loudness and the expensiveness, at least. He goes to the scaffolding to watch the band The U Stinks, but with an X.
Yeah,
I about said because
it's cool to add an X into your band.
That's right. Yeah. It was, I guess, maybe.
He falls down. His brain falls out during this. The singer bags him and kicks him off stage. Mentions that he
randomly has a
can't
bag.
save Daiji even though he's doing a cool new dance, the one that Rocko made up. The same person that he's kicking off the stage.
That's right.
Also, the security guy hows up his arms? Throws up his arms, maybe?
Must be. My typos are bad this week.
Throws up his arms when Rocko is kicked to stimulate an extra point goal.
He's like, it's good.
Yeah.
Throws him up.
I like it.
That was a rough note that I typed there.
It's okay. I was just making my way through there.
You did good.
Thanks.
Did a great job. Rocko jumps on the security guy who freaks out, and Rocko jumps back off of him to get on stage to ask the band members for autographs. Like, Rocko's into it now. He's like, I don't even care about you, security guard. I want my autographs.
So the U stinks is like where they did it in for him. Lollapaloozers, he wasn't so much a fan of.
I don't even know if the Lollapaloozers have went on yet.
So this might be an opening.
I think the U
I was
stinks
assuming it was almost like, because he said he goes up in the scaffolding. Is that like not two separate areas of the venue?
Like the scaffolding is
just
like
up high.
That's where the lights are and shit.
Okay, so he's up there.
He's up where no other people are.
Okay.
And then falls down.
Yeah.
Brain falls out.
Loves it. I don't know where I'm at.
Security knocks Rocko into the air by hitting him with a guitar, and the Lollapaloozers singer says, "Hey, that wasn't Eddie Setter."
The
security guy and Rocko just are having it out for each other on this one.
Yeah. Heifer then finds that the band is sponsored by Lava Puffs. Oddly, that we've just found that out, which Rocko gets knocked into and somehow causes a volcanic eruption in the venue.
They're that hot. They're that lava puffs, maybe even made of real lava. I don't know, but evidently a wall of them creates a volcanic reaction.
The next day, Rocko and Heifer are at home with boxes of lava puffs that I'm assuming they've taken now from this venue.
Must have.
And Rocko says that the only way they should watch TV or concerts is on TV at home. Everyone from the volcano eruption busts through Rocko's roof, ruining the roof and burying the remote.
Which is why I had to buy new remotes, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Because stupid shit keeps happening to him and his house.
Yeah, that's why he has to buy remotes in bulk.
And Heifer's the one that's upset about it. But he's probably about 95% of the reason and cause that all of this shit keeps happening.
Right. Question on this episode is real concerts or live streaming concerts? You've had a lot of those these days.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, once it's come to Backstreet Boys reunion tour times, I had the pleasure of experiencing several live concerts, ones of which that I've paid for and gotten to experience a very intimate setting, most of which were just a single solo artist, either from the band or just a solo artist in general, playing, acoustic or whatever in front of the camera. And it's a really cool experience, and I do enjoy it quite a lot. But there's nothing quite as thrilling as getting to experience a concert in person, and you just get the raw energy from the crowd amping you up even more, even whenever you're already so excited about seeing somebody that you love, that much. Especially, us being as musically inclined and into music as we are.
Yeah.
We get overly excited about seeing these people that are influential to us or that we love. And then you have all that other stuff that's just kind of adding to the experience, and alcohol helps.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like the live stream experience for bands that, like, if I'm going to sit in.
You can drink at home when that happens too. I don't even drink. I don't know why I'm talking about it.
If I'm going to sit in the nosebleeds and I'm going to watch them on a screen already, it's a lot cheaper to spend the $20 on the live stream on that side.
Some of them were actually fairly cheap too.
Yeah. And some are more. I mean, but you're right. There's nothing like being in the actual venue, especially like I tend to go to a lot of smaller venues to see bands that aren't humongous. Mm-hmm. The biggest venue I like to go to is the Pageant, but anything smaller is even better. Yeah. I've got a couple of shows coming up at the beginning of 2022 that I'm going to that I'm just super pumped for, because they're in these tinier venues with these bands that I love, but like they're not humongous. And I try to go crazy for bands that aren't humongous, because I know I'm going to have that kind of opportunity. Yeah. So that's always exciting for me.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I always say?
What's
Podcast day is a very dangerous day.
This has been an IFNZ production. Yeah.